Alright, so today we're talking about Thymesia. After playing more Souls-likes, I'm starting to see why people were so blown away at Lies of P. This game isn't awful by any means, but it isn't great either. The combat on the player's end is pretty good, but everything around it is a bit mediocre. Before we get into the rest of the video, let's talk about another spooky game. The demo for What Happens at Midnight, my action survival horror FPS, is available for free right now on Steam. You're sent to investigate the town at nightfall and quickly find out interdimensional forces are invading our world. Hop between worlds, meet strange characters, and survive cosmic horrors once you find out what happens after midnight. Alright, let's dig into the gameplay. As I said, the player's abilities and combat are pretty good. It's sort of like Bloodborne meets Sekiro, although it's not as good as either of those. Combat has a very good flow. The way that attacks flow into each other is really good. Dodging is a bit stiff though. That being said, I didn't unlock all the dodging skills in the skill tree. There's a melee parry, but I never used it. I got some sort of weird mental block about using melee parries in Soul-like, but I did use the projectile-based parry system similar to the guns in Bloodborne. This one's called the Feather Attack. It's pretty good. You also have these magical special abilities you can use on occasion, which are good. When you attack enemies, they lose regular health and green health, but they can regenerate their green health. But you have this magical claw attack that damages green health more. Comboing from a regular attack into the claws feels pretty good. But in general, green health is kind of annoying because it doesn't let you take any breaks at all. Even though that's kind of the point. You can stall the regen with the feather attack, but it's not perfect. The basic leveling system and the skill tree are good. There's also different types of Estus healing charges and upgrades to the healing charges, which is well done. Like in Sekiro, killing normal enemies is pretty easy. The mini bosses are okay, with a couple of standout good ones. The bosses are a fairly mixed bag out of the 7 I played. About half of the areas are hidden, I'll get to that later. Some have annoying mechanics and feel geared toward playing a very particular way. The circus boss has an annoying backstab and inconsistent hit stagger. The bat boss has an annoying healing mechanic, and Erd makes it extremely hard to beat her without using a melee parry, but I did it anyway. The last 2 bosses were good though, and the others were kind of mediocre. One final thing on the gameplay bits is the level design. The actual levels are a bit dull, pretty much being a series of hallways. There's also what I mentioned about half of the game's areas being hidden. I like the hidden areas in Dark Souls, but that doesn't mean I want a huge portion of the game hidden. Also, the hidden areas are too similar to the main areas. I know making new assets takes more time and money, but retreads don't feel good either. The story's pretty much all told through text. It was alright. The aesthetics were decent, but largely overshadowed by its inspiration, Bloodborne. The music was mostly good. Except a couple tracks that felt royalty-free-ish. There was some jank with the camera and hitboxes, but no other technical issues. Overall, it's a fairly good, but not great Souls-like, and I'm giving it a 7.62. Thank you to anyone who likes, comments, or subscribes.